Hey, hey, hey! How's it going, you lot? Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. So, let's have a little bit of a chit chat, shall we? Let's have a little bit of a catch up and a recap for some of the people, because we're getting, well, there's loads of new subscribers since the last time I'd done a little video like this. We'll read some comments in this video as well. But there's been loads of subscribers coming up, loads of people asking questions. That's what triggered me to make this little video. People asking questions, you know. They're like getting little hints on things and asking questions. So I thought, no, I replied to them, you know. But I thought, obviously people don't know what's going on here. Why am I here? What is all this about? What is all this about? Yeah? So let's set things up a bit better. I'm going to move location a little bit, and we'll read some comments as well. And yeah, let's just see, man. Let's see. Right then. So first, what do I actually normally do? So we're getting a lot of people turn up for other videos and things, and you know, telling me what you should do is you should find old Nitro cars and get them running. Well, funnily enough, it's funny you say that, because that's actually what I specialise in doing. I get old Nitro cars, you know, ones that have been in barns, sheds, under beds, in cupboards for decades, and I get them running again. That's what I specialise in doing. It's what I usually do. Now and again I get other ones, new ones, this and that, just for a bit of fun. But what I try and do the best is to get cars, boats, anything nitro powered and two-stroke petrol powered, and just get it going again, because it's good fun, you know. Getting an engine going that hasn't ran for so many years, getting it going again is amazingly amount of fun. And also it gets them cars back into circulation again for you lot to enjoy. Now, there's a lot of people these days, they listen what you all do. You all sheep, you all do the same thing. You listen to what other people have to say. So if somebody says, oh, Nitro's no good because you have to do this, you know, you have to warm it up, and then you have to tune it, and then it doesn't work, and then this, and then, that's just because they don't understand how they work. All right, it's the same as anything in life. You know, when you understand how it works, you know, it works. Simple as that. You know, I still don't. I've been married 13 years. I still don't understand how women work. I'm still trying to get how my wife ticks. Do you know what I mean? But one thing I have got an understanding of is engines. Yeah. Well, there's still a lot I need to learn. I only know that much about engines, and there's that much to learn. Do you know what I mean? But when it comes to Nitro, I can safely say that I can get one going, and I can get it running pretty well. That may be arguable to some people that watch this, because a lot of people don't think that that's the case. But have I ever got one and not been able to get it to run unless it's completely mechanically totaled? I don't think I have. So what I try and do is I try and help the people that think that Nitro is just a waste of time. You know, I've had people say to me in the past, I've been out and about, and I've seen these, but everyone I speak to says that, you know, they just don't work. I mean, why do they even exist if they don't work? And I always say, well, they do work. I mean, look, I've been using this one all day long. If you don't understand, you'll never accomplish anything with it. But the thing is, it does take a little bit of time and effort. So you've got the hobby of RC cars in a whole, yeah? And then you've got sections. And this is how it works in my head. So you've got the hobby. I haven't got anything to demonstrate with, so we just have to use thin air. So we've got the hobby of RC. That's the hobby of RC, right? You've got sections, yeah? We're not going to section it into boats and helicopters and airplanes, but we're going to section it. So you've got RC. You've got split it down the middle there. Well, a bit to the right. You've got electric, and then you've got nitro, and then you've got petrol engine ones. And there is other methods. There's compressed air RC cars, or they're you don't ever really see them. They got like a little compressed air tank. You fill it up with compressed air, and then it runs a little engine, and it runs out of there, and you got to put it back, put more air in it. And then you've also got steam powered RC cars. Brilliant. In fact, I've got this little thing. I've got this little steam engine that I'm going to put in a steam boat, but I'm having a bit of trouble getting it to run at the minute. So I'm having talks back and forth with the manufacturer of it trying to get it to work. But anyway, that's coming up in a video. The whole thing of this is coming up in a video soon, but this is going to go in a steam boat eventually when I can get it to work properly. I don't know what's the matter with it at the moment. Hopefully me and the manufacturer will be able to get it running. Anyway, so yeah, so you've got different sections. So you've got the electric section, that's where all the gays are. Now I mean, listen, there's a place for everything. Just because you drive an electric car doesn't mean you're necessarily gay. So you've got electric cars over there, you plug them in, charge a battery up, whatever it is, and away you go. Then you've got Nitro in the middle. Now that is, it's a hobby in itself. Yeah, you have to enjoy tinkering. Yeah, tinkering with an engine, tinkering with whatever it is that may need tinkering with on that car, you know. Mainly the engine a lot of the time. And that's the thing, once you've tinkered with it a bit, and you understand how it works, and you understand what the certain sounds, and the certain smells, and the certain looks mean, there's no trouble at all, you know. For example, I can tell just by the sound, even from a distance, if a nitro engine is a bit lean or a bit rich. And the minute you start it up, you can tell whether it's a bit lean or a bit rich, or just right, or somewhere close. You can tell whether the compression is a bit low, or you can tell if it's got really high compression, just by the way that it sounds when you first start it up. Now, if you don't know that, you don't know. And you might get an engine, or you get a car, maybe you buy it off of eBay second hand, for example, or from that marketplace thing on the book face, and you know, you think, oh, this is it, won't start, you know, and you don't know why it won't start because you don't know, right? And then you break the pull start, and then you get annoyed with it. Oh, bloody thing, oh, it doesn't work, it's broken now, I've got to take it apart now, I've got to buy a new thing, I've only just bought it, and it still doesn't work. People these days are very frustrated in general. Everybody's annoyed these days because, well, just life. Particularly down here in the southeast of England, the more northern, you know, you go up north, Cornwall and all that, and Devon, they're a slow pace of life. Go to Norfolk and all that, slow pace of life. You know, Wales, I think it's quite slow pace of life. Here, where we are, everyone's always in a rush. Everyone's always annoyed, everyone's always constantly angry. So when they get something which is a hobby, which is supposed to be relaxing, calm time, and it breaks, they get annoyed. And they, you know, and that's where I come in. I buy them off of them. But anyway, that's beside the point. So my aim of the game is to try and educate you lot so that you don't get annoyed, because you don't get to the point where you don't know anymore. Does that make sense? You know, if something happens to your nitro car, you'll go, I saw that on Haggard RC. Ah, that's what the problem is. And then you know how to mend it. And I'm not saying I know everything, because I certainly don't. But the knowledge I have accumulated over the past 20 odd years of playing around with nitro cars, I want to pass on to you lot so that you can enjoy nitro. And as a result of that, with any luck, the manufacturers will start to make nitro cars like they used to back in the day, because these days they don't put a lot of effort into it, and you can see that by what they produce. They don't produce a lot of interesting nitro cars or motorbikes or anything anymore. Kyosho used to make a nitro version of a YZ250 motocross bike, and I'd love to get my hands on one. It's one of my things I really want to get my hands on, but they're stupidly expensive, and all the ones I've seen for sale are broken. But from the 1980s, you know, YZ250 motor with a nitro engine in it, you know, and you've got the twin engine ones that Hot Bodies and that used to make, and which is a HPI basically. All them ones, different types. They used to have fun experimenting with nitro cars, you know, but they don't anymore because the customer base moans about them because they don't understand. See, it's a circle. Yeah, if you was making a product but your customers were moaning about it and getting the ump and not buying it, were you going to keep making it? No, you're going to go where the money is, because you're a business. Yeah, and if the money is in electric, that's where the companies are going to go, and they're going to discard the nitro ones, right? We don't want that to happen. Yeah, they're chasing money because they're a company. They do care about their customers and what it is, you know, what they make, and they want to keep the customers happy, but first and foremost, they care about putting money in their own pockets, but also keeping their company and business alive, yeah, and their reputation alive. That's what they want. So, what can I say? You know, the more of us that understand how Nitro works, and we ask and demand the shops to sell more Nitro, they'll pass that on. They'll say to the manufacturers, I need more. I've got customers coming in, want to buy more Nitro. Give me more, make more. The manufacturers will go, well, they want more. All right, design team, design something cool, right? And then the design team will go, all right then. And they'll make something really cool. And then we'll buy it, yeah? And because we all know how it works, we won't get annoyed with it. We'll go, this is brilliant, yeah? And then they'll make another one. And then we're going to get the ball rolling again. And we'll have some really cool and interesting novelty and just really cool Nitro models, motorbikes, cars, monster trucks, Bigfoots, all that kind of stuff. Again, what I'd love to see, I know Traxxas have made a Bigfoot, I think it's an X-Max, electric Bigfoot, but I'd love to see a properly well-designed Bigfoot monster truck, but as Nitro. A well-designed one. Not a poorly designed, oh that'll do sort of thing. A properly, effort's gone into it. That's what I'd love to see. But we've got to convince these manufacturers to do it. And some of you lot give up. You go, what's the point? They're not going to do it. If you give up in life, you don't get nowhere. You don't get anywhere giving up in life. You only get one life. Put in your 100%. And when you die, at least you can say, I gave 100% in my life. Yeah? Right, let's read some comments. What's this one? Your monthly roundup is here. Get the latest news. Oh, that's just from bloody YouTube. I don't care about that one. These ain't been read here, look. What's this one? Brennan Nisporic. Nothing like a T-Max. That was my first ever Nitro RC car. Now I have 10 Nitro cars. Still have my T-Max and have made some modifications for street running. The car's a beast. There we go. Brennan. His first ever car was zoomed in like a bloody crazy madman. And now he's got 10 of them. He understands, yeah? That's what the aim of the game is, yeah? To get you lot to understand. Not to get one and go, bloody thing doesn't work, I've had enough. Get one and go, bloody hell, this is a bit of a learning curve. But I'm interested in it and I want to learn it. And I'm not going to give up. Giving up is for pussies. Next down on the list of comments, we got this one here. Tennessee, US, had a T-Max Classic back in 2000, still running it now and again. Hey, Mr. what's his name again? Reese Griffiths. Yeah, man. Blimey. I think we missed out Gary's one. Is that Gary? Yeah. Great video as always. What happened to your audio? You seem quieter than usual. Have you got a new mic or something there, buddy? Ah, no, nothing. Everything is always the same. I am trying to upgrade my camera gear. For example, the camera that you're sitting inside right now is, I didn't realise it. I thought it was newer than what it is. I found the box on the receipt the other day. I bought it in 2012. Yeah. And it's been off to repair to Sony numerous amounts of times because, believe it or not, it gets a lot of use and it's wearing out. But it's good now, but I've got an issue with the microphone. But anyway, I'm trying to upgrade my camera gear. So, all of you lot that do stick around, I think I've got about 50 channel members now. I'm thinking about doing a membership. See, the thing is, it's a tricky situation. Anyway, all of you that do stick around and you do help me, because any money that I make, I put back into this channel, whether it be by using that money to buy the RC cars in order to make the videos, to get running, and then I sell them on to get my money back. That gets them back into the circulation for you lot to use and enjoy and understand, but also I get my money back and maybe hopefully a bit of profit, and then I can buy another one, and the ball starts to roll. And the overall aim of the game, by the way, going off topic a little bit, is to eventually be able to buy a piece of land in a nice central location, and just listen. I don't want to be a bloody it would be nice to be a millionaire, but I'm aiming just to be comfortable in life for myself and my family. But I want to be able to have a nice piece of land, have fun making tracks and stuff, but I want you lot to be able to come to that place and we can make tracks together, you know. We can design RC tracks and then we can all just run around the tracks, either with our legs and feet or put the Nitro car on it, whatever you fancy. You know, that's the long-term aim of the game. Yeah, the long-term for me. When I first started making these videos, it was for fun, and it still is for fun. But when I realised that I can make a bit of money from it, I thought to myself, well, let's make the money but put it back into it and have something cool, you know. And that's the overall aim of the game. But yeah, I am trying to upgrade my camera gear, so I've got a better microphone, better audio for your viewing experience, because the gear that I use, well, I didn't realise it, but as I say, 2012, I'm no good at maths, what's that, 2012, what's that, 16 years? Is it, I'm no good at maths, I'm really not. 2012, 2010 to 2020, that's 20 years. So yeah, it's about 16 or 17 years, 2012, isn't it? So that's how old this camera is that you're inside right now, yeah? So the gear that I use is quite outdated, but it works, and that's the main thing. It does work. But no, to answer your question there, Gary, everything is the same stuff. Why I was quiet? Maybe I was just a quiet person that day. Next down on the old list, we've read that one. Yeah, it'll run. Wales, UK. So Jeff's in Wales. I asked, will this T-Max run? And he said, yeah, it'll run. What about Nitro Gym? It's new but old. Everything is there and possibly had half a tank through it. Okay. We've got loads of comments. If you see your name anywhere here, consider it as a shout out, because look at you all, man. This is great. Comments after comments after comments. You lot are all bloody legends, I'll tell you that right now. So what sort of project we got going on at the moment, right? So if you haven't missed the last video before this one, this is the Traxxas T-Max. So this was sent over to me by a pair of channel members. They go by the name of channel member. Well, they did anyway. So what they've done is they've bought this, I think, and they cleaned it, but then I don't know if they just didn't want to or couldn't be bothered or whatever to get it going. So they said, do I want to get it going for them? So I said, all right then. So I got it running in the last video, but we need to do some stuff to the exhaust. That's fallen apart, so we need to glue that back together again, get an air filter for it, and we need to put a receiver in it. See, they did send me, I don't know what I've done with it now, put it somewhere. Oh, anyway, they sent me the original transmitter for it, which is analog transmitter, and it's broken. The antenna's broken on it, and the receiver as well. So I was gonna, for testing purposes, I was gonna put a FlySky receiver in it and use my transmitter, just so I can test it for them to make sure that everything's okay once I've got it running. But I need to get some things. But anyway, that's the project that we got going at the moment. So we've got a Traxxas T-Max. I think it's an early T-Max. Well, I know that it's an early T-Max. That's pretty much really that. We've also got a few cars in the pipeline, potentially on the way at the moment. I don't know where they are, to be honest. They should have arrived bloody weeks ago. Everything seems to go missing in the post these days for some reason. But anyway, we've got a couple of cars which are on the way. Barn finds, loft finds, things like that. So if you are interested in that, please stick around, because you're going to bloody love it. I'm telling you that right now. As the summer starts to roll in, I've got the two Kyosho Nitro boats. They're going to be coming out. I've got the brand spanking new one that I got from Japan. It's always a pleasure buying from Japan. The Japanese, so polite, and they really do package things well. They're so good, the Japanese people. You buy something from some people in England and it turns up thrown in a box with a bit of newspaper that's doing absolutely nothing. You buy something from Japan, they wrap the box up like it's a Christmas present, and everything's perfectly packed. Amazing. Can't ask for better. Got a Kyosho Nitro boat. I forget what the bloody name of it is now. And I've got a second-hand one as well that needs a bit of work, so we're working on that when the summer comes around. So if you like boats, Nitro boats in particular, that could be something that you might be interested in. There's the other boat there, there's the second-hand one, and there's my crawler, which was a custom build by a channel member, and I ended up swapping it for something else. I keep forgetting what it is. He probably, every time I say I forget what I bloody swapped it for, he probably goes, bloody hell, what's the matter with you and your memory? But anyway, yeah, that was a custom build. That's a bloody amazing crawler, that is. It goes absolutely anywhere. So there, anyway, hopefully now, those you newcomers there now, maybe you know what the crack is around here. And listen, you do what you got to do your thing, man. But I reckon this year's going to be a cracking year. I've got plenty of ideas of what I want to do, and you know, just have some fun. You know, I've got my Mugen Truggy that I bought off of a subscriber a few weeks ago. That runs like an absolute dream now. I've got a couple of videos coming up with that because I put a new exhaust on it, and I want to get that Reds WR7 Diamond Edition engine running absolutely sweet mint. I know some of you said, get a new piston and liner. Listen, I can't get them. You can't get them. So, but the one that's in it's fine. It runs like a dream. You know, there's no trouble with that whatsoever. So, I don't need to buy new parts for it. I hate buying new stuff. I like just using what I've got, and I'll use what I've got until it wears out and you can't use it anymore. And then I'll fix it a bit and use it a bit more. And then when it completely falls apart, that's when I'll get something new. And I'll repair something. I will run an engine until it physically won't run anymore, even by forcing it to run. Do you know what I mean? It's it just I can't stand buying new stuff and wasting money on stuff when you don't need to. But anyway, thanks for watching, you lot, all you subscribers, everyone who's ever sent me a car or anything like that. Even I've had some people, when I had the PO boxes, I had people send me just a bottle of beer and say, look, have a beer with me, you know. Fantastic people, all of you. So anyone that's ever sent me anything, you know, you've ever bought something off of me and I've bought something off of you, you're fantastic. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later on, and let's just go and love life. I'll see you on the next one. You lot take care.